everyone. It's time to do a little book haul. I've got seven books here. Some of them I was sent from publishers. Some of them were gifties. Some of them I definitely splurged on myself. And there are some really exciting ones in the bunch. So let's dive right in. So I have a separate thriller, mostly thriller haul that's going up separately. But today we're doing contemporary, we're doing historical fiction. We've got a little self-help in here too. First is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This follows a group of siblings. It's the summer of 1983. They live in Malibu and they have this enormous home. It's called the Riva home. And every single year they have a huge party and everyone wants to be invited to this party. It is monumental. It is important for summer. And this year they're hosting again, but the siblings are not really looking forward to it. In particular, Nina isn't looking forward to it. Her husband recently left her and it was very public and she's just not in the mood. And by the time that the sun comes up the next day, the house goes down in flames. And it's about siblings. I don't know if there's sibling rivalry, but it's about relationships between siblings. And it sounds fantastic. Definitely something that I want to pick up this August because it just doesn't feel like this would be a good thing to read in September. Like, it's so beachy, right? So I want to read it while it's still summer. So let's read the first line. Malibu catches fire. That's a really good first line. No, it's not 5-star, but it's really good first line. It captures you, it brings you in. What happened to Malibu? You want to know. So there is that. Next is a self-help book that Penguin Random House Canada kindly sent to me. They ended up having to send this twice because the first one didn't make it to my door. This is Welcome Home by Najwa Zebian. And she is a poet. She is also Canadian. She's a Lebanese Canadian activist. And this is about creating a home within yourself. And it is self-help. And she talks in here about how it's very easy to build a home in other people, in a safety net in other people around you, good or bad. And about the importance of actually building that within yourself because you're gonna live with you to the very end, which makes a lot of sense. And it just sounded lovely. It sounded lovely and it sounded like something that I needed to hear. So let's read the first line of a guide to building a home for your soul. Welcome home. Before you start building your home, you must lay the brick road that leads to the land on which your home will be built. Okay, not a 5-star first line, but I am really looking forward to diving into this. Next up is a really exciting one that was sent to me from Simon & Schuster Canada. This is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, who wrote All the Light We Cannot See. Has it been 10 years since that book came out? Just a monumental, gorgeous book. He won the Pulitzer for that book, and this is his new one. It's a beast. It's not shocking, like all of his books seem to be fairly big. I'm gonna read the blurb on the back for this one because it's very confusing. We go to the past, we go to the future. It's all over the place. The heroes of Cloud Cuckoo Land are trying to figure out the world around them. Anna and Omir on opposite sides of the formidable city walls during the 1453 siege of Constantinople. Teenage idealist Seymour and octogenarian Zeno in an attack on a public library in present-day Idaho, and Constance on an interstellar ship bound for exoplanet decades from now. I don't even know what to expect with this, except greatness. I just know it's going to be good because he just writes gorgeously. and I very much trust him. I was so excited when this landed on my doorstep. Let's read the first line of Cloud Cuckoo Land. By the way, this one is coming out on September 28th. So the Argos mission year 65, day 307 inside Vault 1, Constance. A 14-year-old girl sits cross-legged on the floor of a circular vault. It's not a 5-star first line, but I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to this book. Next is Sparks Like Stars by Nadia Hashimi. So my friend Stacy gave this to me. She had read it and really enjoyed it and thought that I would like it too. This takes place in the 1970s, so it's one of those things that most people would put this in historical fiction. I'm gonna put this on my contemporary shelves. Sparks Like Stars follows a very young girl named Sitari. She lives in Afghanistan and she is very wealthy. Suddenly, people break into, I think, her home. She's 10 years old and her entire family is murdered, as well as the president, and she is the only person who survives this murder. She is quickly taken and hidden away by a soldier named Cher, and she ends up being adopted by a female American diplomat, and she doesn't look back. She doesn't look back for 30 years until one night an elderly patient appears in her exam room, and it's a man she never thought she'd see again, and it's that soldier, and she realizes this man saved me but also may have murdered my family. And there's fury that she feels. How do you deal with this kind of thing? I don't even know, but it sounds riveting. And I think this would have passed me by if Stacy hadn't pressed it into my hands. And I'm really here for it. It sounds really good and very emotional. All right, let's read the first line. Until now, my history has remained buried in me, the way ancient civilizations are hidden beneath layers of earth and new life. Oh, I like that a lot. I like it a lot. It's not 5-star first line for me, but I really like it. I'm so excited about all of these books. Can you tell? Next up, we've got Unsettled Ground by Claire Fuller. I picked this up at Chapters when I went to Chapters with Stacy. And this is a literary fiction book about twins, Jeannie and Julius. They are 50-year-olds. They're 51 to be exact, and they still live with their mother Dot in a small town in the English countryside. And Dot dies very suddenly, very unexpectedly, and people are essentially asking for the house. There's all sorts of threats. Everything that they've lived through their entire lives, everything is up for grabs. It's unsettled ground. It's very well titled. So let's read the first line. The morning sky lightens and snow falls on the cottage. I like that, but it's not a 5-star first line. Next is another self-help book that I got for myself. This is The Mountain Is You, Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery by Brianna Weist, or Weist probably. And this is really about self-sabotage, why we self-sabotage, and how to stop yourself from doing that and understand it better. And I'm definitely someone who can self-sabotage in all sorts of ways. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about it. I am really trying to read more self-help in my life. I just enjoy it, and it makes me better for even a little while I'm reading it, and that's worth it to me. So let's read the first line of The Mountain Is You. There is nothing holding you back in life more than yourself. That truth. Not a 5-star first line. Oh, probably should be, but no, it's not. But I'm looking forward to getting to that. I don't know which one to start with, Welcome Home or The Mountain Is You. Probably Welcome Home. What do you guys think? And last but not least is a book that came in the mail just before I hit record on this video. It was kindly sent to me from Penguin Random House Canada. This is All's Well by Mona Awad. She wrote Bunny, which I haven't read, but apparently she's Canadian. I had no idea. So this is about a woman named Miranda Fitch. She was an actor and she had a horrible accident that left her with chronic pain. And she's, you know, really suffered her whole life from this. She has lost her marriage and she is fairly dependent on painkillers. And now she's nearly about to lose her job as a college professor. She's directing Shakespeare's Allllll that ends well, and she has a really annoying cast. And so there are three benefactors who come into her life that seem to know like more than they should about her. And they essentially give her a promise for the future. One future where the show goes on, her rebellious students get what is coming to them, and the invisible doubted pain that's kept her from the spotlight is made known. I don't know how she would hide something like that, but it sounds interesting and it's meant to be quite funny. So let's read the first line. I'm lying on the floor watching against my will a bad actress in a drug commercial tell me about her fake pain. That sounds good. Not a 5-star first line, but very exciting. So those are all of the books that I wanted to share with you. I'm gonna do a thriller haul separately. Otherwise it would have just been too many books. It can never be too many books, but you know what I mean. So let me know in the comments below if you read any of these and if you liked them. I really hope that you did because I'm excited about all of them, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye.